Hey guys, what's up? So I got this question the other day from somebody asking about what college degree I hold, and I'll tell you the story of my education because it seems to be important for a lot of people as far as trust and maybe believing the storytelling of somebody, or maybe they're just looking for somebody to connect to that's got the same level of education as they do. I am not a scholar, I'm not a student. I didn't do well in the school system. I found the school system's really not built for guys like me that have ADD, and also it's really not something that worked well for boys in general. I know girls excel extremely well in the school system in Canada. I just didn't. I was a C average student. I was the kind of kid that in grade 8 they stuck me in the vice principal's office because I was a problem for the teacher and she didn't know how to deal with me, so I had a desk actually in his office for a week. And they thought I was one of the slow kids, so they put me through this Ministry of Education kind of training thing, testing program to see if I was a little bit slow or maybe even considered retarded. That's what the other kids in the school basically called that testing program, was for the retard kids, which was kind of cold shit. It's not one of those things that makes you feel great as a child. But I quickly learned that I wasn't dumb when they did the testing, because the Ministry of Education tester used these time tests and things, and he had this look of shock on his face all the time when I was completing these tests. So moving on, finished high school, graduated from that, and I went to college. So answering your specific question, what college degree do I hold or university degree do I hold? None. I went to a college in the Toronto area called Centennial College. It was a 3-year co-op program, which was really, how can I put it? It was really crappy because the placements on the program were really weak. Something like 45% of people were getting placed for jobs for cooperative, and I just saw that as a waste of my time for 3 years. So I shortened it to 2 years, and I shortened it even further to just under 2 years, because around the year and a half point, I started to realize that I was really wasting my time. We were doing things in a classroom that were totally, I don't want to put it this way, but there's no easier way to describe it other than they were below me, because I was doing math problems and English and accounting and all kinds of things that were just too simple for me. I realized at some point that I'm probably going to be working for myself, and as an entrepreneur you don't do accounting, you hire accountants. As an entrepreneur you don't practice law, you hire lawyers. When you work for yourself. So that's just the way that it is. So I quickly realized that I was wasting my time, and there was an opportunity with my dad, because he wanted to take a stab at being business for self at that time, because he got laid off. It was in the early 90s during a recession, and he's like, I'm going down to Pennsylvania and doing this road trip to see a couple companies for the startup I'm doing. You want to join me and experience some of these sales calls? And for me, I learned more probably over 3 days of that road trip, visiting 3 companies in the US on these sales calls, trying to sell these components. My dad was in the electronic switches and things like that business, and I learned more about talking to people, convincing them, negotiating, dealing with top level managers, and what I learned in 2 years of post-secondary education. So I'm not saying that university or college is bad. It works for some people, it works for many people in fact, but for the self-employed type, the entrepreneurial type, they don't do really well in an inside of the box sort of thinking, where you follow these rules and you do these tests, and you try to compete for a certain grade point average. Getting out in the real world and doing it, it's been my belief, and I've heard many other successful entrepreneurs say this, skip university, college, and take that money, that tuition money that you'd use, if it's $20,000 for a year, at least skip 1 year, take that 20 grand and throw it at a startup. See if you can get a business off the ground. To me, that would be a much better use of the money, and trying to get an education that way by actually doing, rather than sitting in a classroom writing notes. If I could do it all over again, I would definitely do that. that's probably one of the biggest changes that I would make to my youth, to my education. So I hope that answers your question. You don't necessarily need to have or hold a degree. I think it's funny when people put a high value on, you know, little letters after your name, like, you know, BA, BBA, MBA, you know, chartered accountant, LLB, I'm a lawyer. All that stuff is really pretty meaningless, because I know a lot of professionals out there that are miserable at their jobs. They're not highly paid. You know, they just hate their lives. And, you know, congratulations, you've got a piece of paper on the wall that says that you're smart. I encourage anybody that fits into that does well in the education system to do it. But if you struggle, it's not necessarily because you're dumb. It might just be because you don't fit into the system and it's not for you. You're not getting a lot of value out of it. You know, there is no one shoe that fits all. There's a whole bunch of different shoe sizes. So what is wrong with trying a different shoe size on, or one that actually fits you? Anyway, that's my little rant on education and what degree I hold. I hope you got some value out of that video. If you know somebody that would, definitely share this video with them. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. If it's the first one you've checked out. And just follow me up on Instagram. I'm at Entrepreneurs in Cars on Instagram. That's where I'm doing most of my daily stuff now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.